Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sergey, my Instagram handle is Fjorde, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We are talking about boots. We're talking about 3 different levels of the best boots you can currently purchase. You know, you might be super experienced collector, you might be new to this whole world, but I hope that there'll be something interesting, something new, and perhaps something that you might learn today. So we're talking about 3 levels of boots. I want to say that any boot on this level, any level that we're going to be discussing today, are way beyond what you can purchase in a shoe mart. These boots are made to the highest standards. These companies have reached long history. Some of the companies that we're going to be talking about, like for example, Red Wing Heritage Company, dates back to 1905. I mean, long, rich history. So much knowledge and so much experience that goes into construction of these boots. So even when I say entry level, I do not mean cheap disposable boots. Even at the entry level, these are some amazing boots that's gonna last you a lifetime, that's gonna provide you comfort of comfort levels and protection and good shoes that you know, if you take good care of them, they will last you a long time. So 3 levels. So in the entry level, we're talking sub $500 category. You know, this is not a comprehensive list by any means, but just an example. In this entry level, we would be talking about Red Wing Heritage, we'll be talking about Chippewa, we'll be talking about Dene, Wolverine. This is the companies that would be identified as an entry level. Now, the boots I have with me, I have representative, an example boot from each level. One thing I want to say that every boot that I have here, they're special editions. So entry-level boots, typically speaking, we're talking production boots. Now, if you want to take it up a notch to get something a little bit more special, you get a boot like this. This is Red Wing Heritage. 2966 is the model number, and this is Japan special edition for Japanese market. So they've taken the heritage boot, and I've had just a regular heritage, regular engineer boot by Red Wing, and I can tell you right now that this is much more special. So they've taken their engineer boot and made it more special by constructing it from a real special leather. This leather is black Klondike leather, and as you can see, it's T-core. So what essentially will begin to happen as you scuff up your boots, as you wear them and wear them hard, you will begin to see the T-cores coming through. I mean, look at this nickel roller buckle. I mean, this is the biggest buckle the boots I'm actually featuring today. This is hardcore. This is serious stuff. I love the branding, Red Wing right here. The style is amazing. Now, so these boots are using the Goodyear welt, but as you can see, the finish on them, you know, not as high-end as the other brands that we'll be looking from mid-level and end level. But you know, these boots are built to a high standard. They're strong, they're stitched really well. You can see it's very, very straight stitching. very well constructed. And the amazing thing about boots that you would get even in entry level is that they are stitched down construction that is fully rebuildable. In other terms, as you wear out the soles, you'll take it to a craftsman and they will be able to replace them, and essentially your boot will last you a lifetime. Red Wing Heritage. So this is entry level, but we are talking something a little special. This is special edition 2966 that was made for Japanese market, and it's using the black Klondike leather, which is stunning. I found that this type of leather is really thick, which is pretty incredible if you're riding a motorcycle, fall, a little bit into winter. I found that it's quite warm in the summer, and for whatever reason, I mean, I wore these boots, I put in hard hours on these boots, and the breaking in period is brutal. But you gotta power through, you gotta get through. They're quite narrow, which is another sort of a cool vintage kind of a reference. And I just love the style of them. Incredible. Red Wing Heritage. Now, mid-level, we're talking price range anywhere from $500 to $1,000, and for some special editions, you could expect spending even a little more. Now, in this mid-level, the companies that would fall into this category would be Viborg, would be Truman Boot Company, would be White's Boots, Wesco, Dayton, Nick's Boots. I mean, this is by no means, complete list. This is just an example of boot companies that would definitely fall into mid-level category. And here I have a really amazing example of a mid-level boot. This is a boot by Wesco, and it's a Mr. Lou. This is a special edition boot made out of Horween horsehide. Again, as you can see, it's T-core. It's pretty amazing. Triple stitched. You can see the V stitching in the back, which I think is brilliant feature that Wesco is incorporated in this style. You can see the stitching is just stunning, straight. They're using a really nice brown thread just to complement the leather color. The nickel roller buckle is a heavy duty, and you can see it's starting to develop a really nice patina. There is a really nice character developing. It's pretty stunning. Now these boots, I got them in size 9E, which is wide, and it's a true wide. And even then, I've got medium to wide feet, and even then requires a bit of a breaking in period. The Motor Patrol Last 1339 is beautiful. It's got really amazing 30s vibes. It's 10 inches height, and it's got a really nice slim leg. I really like that because I can actually get them under some of the slimmer jeans, which is great. They go really well with Ironheart jeans. I find that Wesco's and Ironheart, match made in heaven. Yeah, they're using a beautiful leather. They're using a high quality construction. They really well made. I mean, we're talking Dr. Sole, half outsole and heel, and you can see the the Dr. Sole, the design. And right away, immediately, you can see, okay, you say, well, okay, this, will set me back, say 500. This will set me back, say 1,000. What do I get for that $500 extra? Immediately you can see the finish, the difference in finish. Immediately you can see the difference in leather. We're going from, from this type of leather to a high-end horsehide leather. You can see the finishing on the soles, much higher end. You can see the stitching construction much higher end as well. There's more detail. So your $500 will get you a lot. So this would be, what we would say mid-level, a good representation, although this is special edition. So pushes that quality level a little up. It's a beautiful boot. So we covered entry level, we covered mid-level. Now I want to talk a little bit about end level. No, by no means, this is covering everything. This is just an example. But end level, typically speaking, you're expected to spend 1,000 plus, and brands that would fall into this category are Roll Club, John, Lofgren, Mr. Freedom, Real McCoys. I've got a beautiful example in my hand of John Lofgren. I mean, you can see immediately. Let me just do a little comparison here to Wesco's. So again, we're looking at the price difference, another $500, I would say at least. So what do we get for that extra $500? Immediately, leather. You can see it's a next level. This is horsehide, Horween horsehide. This is horse butt, Shinki, Kikaki horse butt. You can see the grain. You can see the shine, you can see the texture. It's just the next level. The execution of stitching is just so precise. We're talking Japanese precision. The buckle is just got that refined quality. Everything oozes quality. Again, 10 inches high. Now we've got something pretty special for the soles here. They're pretty incredible. Vibrant 705 for half soles, 700 for heels, and it's done to perfection. It's finished just like work of art. It's incredible. 110 last. Japanese nickel roller buckles, steel shanks. We're talking serious quality here. Goodyear welt construction using Japanese made flat welts. Made in Japan. The horse hide is incredible. In fact, in the next episode, we're gonna actually compare different horse hides to one another, but this horse hide, Shinki, it's so beautiful. Again, T-core, it will age and patina, it will develop that beautiful character according to your lifestyle. Beautiful. Now, in terms of, I mentioned that the first two, Red Wings and Wesco, I went through a break-in period, and it was pretty brutal. I did not have break-in period with this. I put them on, they fit me perfectly. Just right out of the box, they felt like the most comfortable boots. Just like right out of the box, I put them on. I didn't have any blisters, I didn't have anything. Just put them on and started enjoying them right away. They feel incredible, they look good, and I feel that the price difference is totally worth it. So I trust that this episode was informative. I trust that there was something that piqued your interest. You found it educational. Maybe you learned something. Maybe it inspired you to pull out those boots from your closet and start wearing them again. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for your support. Really appreciate your comments and likes and your subscribing. And thank you so much. Until the next time.